Morning. Great morning. Wonderful morning. Spectacular morning. Outstanding morning. Magnificent morning. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious morning. Yes. It's that way over here. You know why? Because I choose to make it so, the same way that it can be for you. Remember, we always have a choice. Say that. I always have a choice. We always do. No matter what's happened, no matter what's happening, we always have a choice. And what's that choice? The choice is that we get to choose how we're going to think. We get to choose what things mean. And with that choice, if chosen rightly, in other words, in terms of the good, moving forward, progress, creativity, if you choose to think that way, then that's what will determine what's going to come into your life. Remember, what's happened in your past, what's happening in your life, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you're going to think now, because that's what's going to determine your destiny. Yeah, you have power over your destinies. What Tony Robbins said, he said, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is created. That's the power you have. You have the power to wipe away those ideas that have been planted in your mind from things that happened past. Just let them go. Let the dead bury their dead. Just like what Bob Proctor told me when I said, I want to change. I want to change fast. There's no other way but through the will. Let the dead bury their dead. And instead, give your life to how you would love it to be. In other words, he was saying to think. See, that's what power you have. You don't have to consent to things as they are. You can write down a new life. Oh, I'm so happy and grateful now that you can make this important. You can become one with this idea. And if you do, it'll be exactly as Bob Proctor said. It must happen. Again, that's provided you're in love with the idea, provided you've made it important. Now, that's a key component there. You got to make it important. See, the way that you would love things to be needs to be something that you've made important here. Use crazy awesome stick person. You have the idea here intellectually, hold it, and it will be impressed here in the heart, which will then lead to your body going on to a frequency, which then will bring into your life everything that's in harmony with this. See, remember, you gotta hold it. You gotta be loyal to that unseen reality. You want the good to be in your life? Then be loyal to the good. You want happiness to be in your life? Then be loyal to the happiness. You want success, riches, power to be in your life? You've got to be loyal to that. That's why we've been studying this. The Master Key System by Charles Haanel. What a beautiful piece of work. I mean, look at how many pages it is, but it's really deep. But I tell you what, when you use it, everything changes. Make sure you have a copy of this and make sure you're writing all over inside of it and using it. See, remember, that's where it's at. Application, baby, right? It's not about knowing. It's not about, oh, I got the words. Okay, that's kind of cool. Uh, Information gathering does not change your life. It increases the library, but it doesn't change your life. You got to use it. All right, ready? Let's go into it right now. Here we go. One, two, three. Boom. Here we go. We're going to go over this section again. Okay, the page we're on is 193. Isn't this cool? I could do this. I could scroll up and down, and it's really cool. I love this. See, this was imagined. Somebody imagined it. Me putting it on the screen this way to present it to you this way was because I imagined it. I was loyal to the idea, which led me to the solution. Oh my God, that's so cool. All right, your life is governed by law, by actual immutable principles that never vary. Law is in operation at all times in all places. The law always gets enforced, regardless of whether or not you're knowledgeable or ignorant of it. The example that I gave you was what they call the law of gravity, right? Which is really the law of buoyancy. See, it doesn't care about you. It's no respecter of you. The perpetual transmutation of energy is no respecter of you. The law of cause and effect is no respecter of you. With that being said, they get enforced regardless of whether or not you know about them. So don't you think it's a good idea to know what the laws are? You got to know what the laws are, and then you can use them. When you understand, for instance, cause and effect, which is sowing and reaping, seed, plant, blossom, fruit, oh my gosh, you work with that law, you know what gets released? The worry, the doubt, the fear. What do I have to worry about? I'm planting the right seeds. By law, it will grow. It will bear the fruit. Why? Because like attracts like. So using that thought process will help you to be calm and serene, which will then help you to feel the joy of which it's available for you. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to engage with it. Now think about this for whatever you would love as the outcome. Okay, here you got your goal, right? Wave your goal cards. Okay, yeah. Okay, you got this. You want this to be a material fact. Okay, this is something that you want to reap, right? Nod your heads. Yes. I want to reap this. Well, that means it's got to be sown. If you've already written it down, you've actually planted the seed. If you have the picture, it's clear that's planting the seed. It's just a matter of time before it takes place in the outer world. What do you have to worry about? Just keep sowing. Your only job is to sow. You'll reap when it's time to reap. You'll know why, because it'll show up. It's like my neighbors here. They have an orange tree. It's time to reap the oranges. Why? Because they're showing up. They're big, beautiful oranges. Oh my God, they are sweet. See, now it's time to reap. It doesn't do any good to concern yourself with reaping of the oranges if there aren't any oranges on the tree yet. But when you understand that through time, they will eventually blossom and then form the fruit and then mature to the point of where you can eat them. See, that's just a matter of time. It's the same way with regards to this. Same way with regards to everything's always moving to form. In terms of that movement's creation, disintegration, well, you're for creation, cause and effect, sowing, reaping. See, again, it gets enforced regardless of whether or not you're knowledgeable about it. The law is in operation at all times in all places. Put a big box around this. That's what I instructed you to do in the last session. Fixed laws underlie all human actions. For this reason, men who control giant industries are enabled to determine with absolute precision what percentage of every 100,000 people will respond to any given set of conditions. These are people who understand how things work. It's something that you can engage with if you'll just study to understand how things work, which they all work according to law. Don't think like the masses. The masses have been historically wrong. Think from those who are willing to go into that place of uncertainty with confidence, regardless of what's happened to them. Those are the people that you need to follow. And then also be brave enough to set your own path, to think from within instead of from how most people think from their senses, from what they see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. That right there is the path to more of the same. When you think from what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, ugh, you're in for a world of hurt. Not a good idea.